All right, hi guys. So not a whole lot of technique stuff this week. I want you guys to show stuff from places that you are comfortable, and I want if you are feeling comfortable with doing a no-gi couple of weeks. I think this couple of weeks is going to be warm enough that it'll be good for all of us to do that. So take the opportunity to work on positions that you like. This was supposed to be a Q&A week, so you can do it as a Q&A if you like as well. So just work on positions that you guys are comfortable with. If there's questions about any position or techniques that you would like to see from any given position, just hit me up and I'm happy to chat with you or meet with you or talk through it. Most of you guys have some pretty good experience with different positions. A couple things that I want to make sure that students are aware of has to do with translating gi grips into no-gi grips, right? So when we're gi gripping, we're controlling the sleeves, we're controlling the elbows, we're controlling the neck, we're controlling the shoulders and the posture, and so we want to be able to translate that into no-gi, and so making sure that students understand some of the ways that we can do that, since we don't have the gi, what are legitimate grips, okay? I've shown most of you guys the handcuff grip, making sure that I'm wrapping my fingers right at the wrist, just below the wrist bone here, right at the wrist, and then I use that with downward pressure or outward pressure to be able to control the wrist. I don't need to squeeze the wrist necessarily, but just making that handcuff and talking about how when I make my fingers the right diameter, it just keeps it from slipping over the hand just like a handcuff, okay? Talking about 2-on-1 grips, how much more important and utilize those are, or those can be in no-gi gripping, and then also talking about feeding grips. So taking one grip and not relying solely on this to control the arm, but feeding up the arm and getting to different spots where I can lock this in tighter. The other thing that I would want to make sure you guys are disseminating to people has to do with bone structure, so that in gi gripping, right, we can really grip kind of anywhere along the bone, but in no-gi gripping, our grips become much more effective when we're finding the ends of those bone structures. So if I'm gripping at the elbow, I find the little knobs on the elbow and I make my grips there. Okay? Same with the wrist, and I make my grips around the knobs of the bones on the wrist. Okay? When I'm coming under the shoulder, that I'm focusing on that joint and the ends of the bone, really. So not here where he could slide forward or backward so much, but in close to the shoulder joint where I can actually control. Okay? Coming up behind the neck, same idea. Making sure that I'm controlling at the joint and the spine, okay, not just grabbing around the shoulder or low on the neck, but that I'm actually making a hook around the neck. I also like using the ears as ledges to kind of put my fingers in, so you can talk about that a little bit, and then really talk about utilizing your elbows, bringing your elbows in tight, not only to make frames and keep pressure off, but even more so to accentuate your grips. Since I don't have that collar to pull him in, I need to make sure that my grip can maintain him close or pull him in. Okay, and then also, if you get a chance, working through the different spots on the jaw, where the jaw can be controlled in different spots. So if Brian's laying down, so we're making sure that we're getting our shoulders in tight still, right? Or if I'm using my elbows, then I'm using the frames of my forearms to turn his jaw, even more so than where I might have my collar grips and just use my elbow flaring to turn the jaw in those positions. Okay, so and that goes for obviously all throughout the body, but those demonstrations just help students conceptualize where they should transfer their focus in gripping to make up for the lack of the gi. So let me know if you have any questions on that.